Hey, it's Todd, Red River Tactical and Outdoors. Today I'm going to try to do a video, kind of combine two videos into one. I've had people ask me about guns that I prefer for carry guns, so I'm going to touch on that some, and I'm going to do a recap of 2016, what I've done in 2016, the guns that I've went through, guns that I've bought, guns that I've sold, guns that I've kept, and just do it like a recap of 2016. So first I'm going to start off with guns that I sold, that I have had and sold this year, and it's been a few. The first one that I've got rid of and is a Glock 26. And people are out there going, why did you get rid of a Glock 26? The only reason I got rid of a Glock 26 is because I traded it for a SIG P320. I've got a Glock 17, a Glock 19, I had a Glock 26. I traded my Glock 26 for the SIG P320. Regretted it at first, but now I really like that SIG P320. I'll get to that later. The next one, a Beretta Nano. I bought a Beretta Nano for my wife, hated the thing, so I sold it. Didn't have a slide stop on it, and I just didn't like the way the gun shot. She didn't like the way it shot, so we got rid of it. Got her a Sky CPX version 2. She liked that. Found it at the gun shop, liked it. We bought it. The gun felt cheap. It's a cheap made gun. That's what it is. It's got an excellent warranty on it. Didn't have any malfunctions through it. I didn't put down how many rounds we fired through it, so I don't know, but we got rid of it. Had a CZ75B Omega, and I wish I would have kept that gun. I really liked it, but made money off of it, so I sold it. Taurus Millennium G2. Didn't like it at all. Again, it felt cheap made. Didn't like the manipulation of it. Didn't have any problems with it firing. It worked good, but just got rid of it because I didn't like it. Glock 42. It was a piece of junk. It was malfunction machine, man, I'm telling you. I didn't like the Glock 42 at all. Got rid of it. Had that one for my wife. Let's see, Ruger SR40C. The Ruger SR40C, and I had a SR9C. Got rid of both of those. Just little things I didn't care for. I didn't like the slide on them too much. I didn't like the manipulation. They ran great, but just didn't care for the gun that much. Springfield XDM 9mm, and while I'm at it, I had a Springfield XDS in a 45 and a Springfield XD, regular XD9. Got rid of all three of those. Don't like the grip safeties, hate them. That's the only reason I got rid of them. XDs would be a good gun if I'd get rid of that grip safety. That grip safety is junk. Let's see, Ruger LC9 and Ruger LCP. Again, just didn't like the manipulation of them, didn't like the way the gun was made. They ran great, I just didn't like the feel of them, so got rid of those. So that's the guns that I went through this year that I've got rid of for one reason or another. I just told you. Now I'm going to look at the guns that I kept and the guns that I'm actually running. First off, my wife has settled for the Ruger LCR. She really likes it. It's lightweight. To me, it don't hold enough rounds for a concealed carry gun. It would be a good backup gun, but it's what my wife likes, and it's what she carries. So there you go. Now my son's 15 years old, and he is shooting the Ruger 9E. Surprisingly, I like the Ruger 9E. The E is for economy, I believe. It's supposed to be a cheaper version of the Ruger SR series, but I actually like the 9E version better than the SR series. I like the slide better. The slides get you a little more grip on it. The serrations are big back here, so it's go ahead and take it out and show you that it's empty, but it makes it easy to manipulate the slide with these serrations. I do not like the sights that are sloped down because you can't do one-handed manipulations, but my son, he likes this gun. That's what he shoots all the time. So the Ruger 9E, that's my son. Now, my gun, first gun I got here is my backup gun. It's my ankle carry most of the time, and it's Smith & Wesson Shield in 9mm. Very good gun. Love this gun. Actually, my dad bought him one, and my dad's wife, that's what she carries. So Smith & Wesson Shield, good to go. Then we'll look at my daily carry. Is what I carry most all the time. Sometimes I rotate them out, but most of the time you see me, I'm going to be carrying a Glock 19. The Glock 19, I recommend everybody that asks me about a gun, what gun should I get? And in our concealed carry classes, people that bring the high points and bring the revolvers and can't shoot them worth nothing, can't even hit the target at 7 yards with them revolvers with that double action trigger. I put this Glock 19 in their hand, new shooters, shooting perfect every time. So if you want a recommendation from me on what gun to buy, everyone I think should own a Glock 19. Alright, my home defense gun is an AR-15 and a 12-gauge shotgun. But what I keep by my bed to get me to those guns, Glock 17. Glocks, besides that Glock 42, I've never had a Glock that wasn't good, it didn't run. I think the Glock 42 I had that was malfunctioning all the time, I think that was when the Glock 42 just come out. I got it from my wife and had problems with it. But I base all my guns and all my reviews when I buy a gun, it's got to meet Glock standards to me. So Glock 17 is my home defense gun. Now, go to the next gun is the Elfin S9. Elfin, great gun. And I actually believe that the Elfin is superior to the Glock in many ways. They're better built guns. This one's lighter than the Glock 17, and this is the same size barrel as the Glock 19 with a full grip like the Glock 17. So this is a kind of a cross between a Glock 19 and a Glock 17. It holds 17 rounds, and I think, like I said, it's superior to Glock in many ways. I like the contour of the slide. As you can see, it's cut down. It's got serrations in the front, serrations in the back. I don't like the factory sights, but factory sights I don't care because I always take my factory sights off. As you notice on my Glocks, none of them have factory sights on them. But the factory sights was like that Ruger, it sloped down. I want a sight with a shelf on the back for one-handed manipulations. So I've changed out the sights on this, added an Arachne Grip slide spider, and that's all I've done to the gun. It's great. The only downside to the Elfin is there's not a lot of aftermarket products out there for it yet. I hope that will change soon. But like I said, there's not really anything you need to do to it. It's a great gun right out of the box. Change the sights on it and good to go. It's got a fairly decent trigger. I would say the trigger's probably, the take up on it is a little gritty. But after you shoot quite a few rounds to it, it gets better and better. So it's getting better, and it's got a lot better from the day I got it. Now the last gun that I have that I'm currently shooting is the SIG P320. This is one I traded my Glock 26 for. It come in the flat dark earth, I guess you call it. But SIG, what I really like about the SIGs, they make it real easy to change the grips and the frames out on them. The trigger housing, the trigger assembly group is the gun. So the slide and the houses, the grip, the frame, you can change out. This is a compact model. When I bought this gun, I had quite a bit of problems with it. I'll go through it here in a minute with what I've done, and I fixed it, and this gun is running flawless now. So I really love this P320. I love the way it feels in the hand and the way that it shoots. The natural point of aim is awesome on this gun. So SIG P320. Now, so that's all the guns that I'm currently running. And if you notice one thing about those guns, they're all striker fired. I don't have any problems with people shooting hammer fired guns. Hammer fired guns is not for me, and I'll tell you why. I like a gun to when I can draw the gun, I can point and shoot, pull the trigger. I want the trigger to be the same every time, and you can't get that with a hammer-fired gun. And the hammer-fired guns are going to have safeties, decockers, stuff like that on them. I want my guns with the minimal amount of buttons that I can have on them. The only gun I have that has a manual safety is this Smith & Wesson Shield, and the only reason it does is because when I wanted this gun, I could not find one without a manual safety. The manual safety on it is very small, so there's no issues. When I form a grip, if I've got a 1911, I can't shoot a 1911 because when I get my grip and go up to present and shoot, my thumb will flip the safety on and it won't do nothing. And that's why I do not like manual safeties. I want a striker fired gun with no manual safety. So that's why I like striker fired over hammer fired. So to each their own. This is just my opinion. Go through, I got my computer out here. People think I'm crazy sometimes, but I track every round that I shoot. And with all my guns. So we'll start with the Ruger 9E, my son's gun. It has had 1,573 rounds put through it with no malfunctions. The Ruger 9E. And that's right, 1,573 rounds, no malfunctions. Let's go Smith & Wesson Shield. Smith & Wesson Shield, 1,634 rounds, no malfunctions. And when I say no malfunctions, it's no malfunctions due to the gun. If I get an ammo if I got some ammo that has a hard primer or something like that, I usually don't count that as a malfunction. Malfunction is with the gun. If the gun malfunctions, if I got a double feed, stovepipe, anything like that, I count it as a malfunction. Failure to eject, failure to feed, all that. So Smith & Wesson Shield, 1,634 rounds, no malfunctions. Alright, SIG P320. Shot this one a little more because of malfunctions. This one has got 1,246 rounds put through it. And it's had 13 malfunctions. 13 malfunctions in 1,246 rounds. What I did to fix the malfunctioning problem, it was only doing some ammo, mostly steel cased. SIG told me this extractor right here, it has a spring in here, and the spring, SIG said I needed to replace that. That's probably what my problem was. So I did replace that spring inside that extractor, and I've had no malfunction since I've done that. So it's been good to go. Glock 19. This is the oldest gun that I've got. This gun is 2.5 years old, I think. 5,803 rounds, no malfunctions. 5,803 rounds, no malfunctions. And the Glock 19. Glock 17. Glock 17, 3,647 rounds, no malfunctions. Let's see. FNS 9. FNS 9, this is the newest gun that I have. 881 rounds, no malfunctions, none. Now I did have an FNS 9C that I did get rid of that 9C when I bought this one. That FNS 9C had 1,305 rounds with no malfunctions. So FNS, great guns. Ruger LCR that my wife has, it's fairly new, only got 186 rounds to it. It's running fine, no malfunctions. And that's the story of my guns. Now, I have shot, this year, 2016, I have fired 9,131 rounds this year out of these guns, and a few other guns that I had on the sold list. So 9,131 rounds. We're going to be doing some shooting tomorrow and some shooting probably next weekend. So that'll be 2 more range trips that I'll make before 2016 is over. So probably add another 5 to 750 rounds to that, and that's what I've shot this year. Classes that I've taken this year, I didn't get to take the classes that I wanted to take this year. I only took one major class, and that was James Yeager Tactical Response, Force on Force. Excellent class. If anybody, if you don't take classes, that's one class that everybody needs to take. The Force on Force class is amazing. I have instructed or co-instructed 73 classes this year. The majority of those being concealed carry classes, but we've done some AR classes, we've done beyond concealed carry, we've done some advanced pistol classes. So for men and women, we do most of the time do those separate. So that's what I've done in classes this year. Classes have been great. Students have been great. It's been a good 2016 for me. Hope it's been a good one for you. Next year, look to do some more classes, about the same amount of classes, a lot more shooting, a lot more range time. Guns that I'm looking forward to getting a hold of would be the Canik P10, the striker fired gun from Canik. I'd love to get a hold of that. And then not the Canik, the CZ, I'm sorry, CZ P10. The Canik is the Elite that I want to get a hold of. So the CZ P10, I'd like to get a hold of it and shoot it, maybe buy one of those. And the Canik Elite. The Canik Elite is the same size as the Glock 19. Canik makes a great gun. Also, if you're looking for an economy gun out there, check out the Canik TP9 SA. It's a good gun, or SF is a good one too. And that's about it. That's about my 2016. Started my YouTube channel this year, reached over 100,000 views. I've only got 300 something subscribers, so tell your friends out there to check my channel out and like and subscribe to it. I'd greatly appreciate that. I'd like to get my subscriber base up there. And that's about it. Hope you've had a good 2016. I've been very blessed this year. I hope you've been blessed. Hope you're blessed in 2017. Looking forward to Donald Trump coming to office. So everybody have a good 2017. This is Todd, Red River Tactical and Outdoors.